Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the podcast. I am thrilled you're hanging out with me today to have another powerful, uplifting, conscious, and real conversation that's going to have major impact in your life and major ripples in your life. I love that you are choosing to spend this time with me today. I truly value that, and I'm grateful for that, and I do not take it lightly. So thank you. Today, we're talking about vision boards. This is going to be a fun conversation because I'm sure you're probably at least somewhat familiar with the vision board, maybe just the idea of it, if you haven't actually created one. But I want to dig into vision boards, first from a high level, to talk about what they are and how they work. And then I want to go into a process for how you can create your own. And I really want to emphasize how you can make a vision board work. Because it's one thing to just put all this stuff on a poster and put it on your wall and to forget about it, right? And then to not see anything from your vision really come to life. But there's some very specific things I'm going to teach you that are going to help you to create a vision board where every single thing on that board comes to life. Every single thing you manifest and you create. That's the type of vision board that I create. So I'm going to teach you that process today. It's going to be awesome. I'm feeling a little under the weather. If you haven't noticed, my voice is kind of weird today. Sinusy stuff and sore throat. So if you were wondering, that's what's up. So I might have to pause and take some water. And it's life. It's podcaster life. You just got to keep things rolling. So let's get into magic, because that's one of the things that I love to talk about on this podcast is magic, because we're creating magic every single day. And this episode is my example of magic today. If you're new to the podcast, then magic in this context is when you influence yourself, others, or life in an empowering way. So I'm going to share my example of magic, and then I'm going to invite you to pause the episode and reflect on your magic. So my magic is, again, this episode, because last night Sarah and I were working on our vision board. And what I think is beautiful about that is I don't just come on this show and talk to you about ways that you can live an abundant, loving life. I actually walk it. You know what I mean? Like Sarah and I yesterday, we were living our having it all lifestyle by sitting down and being very intentional on what we want to create in our life, in our business, with our family. And it was while we were working on it, we had one of our favorite shows on in the background, and we had magazines and stuff like cut up and all over the floor. And I was like, man, you know what? I don't think I've done a vision board episode. And this is one of the major tools that we use to create awesome things in our life, to get clear as to what we want to create and experience, and to really put some intentional energy behind it. So that's what inspired this. So, influencing ourselves to do the vision board in the first place is magic. And then taking that inspiration and turning it into this podcast episode, which, might inspire you to go out and create your own vision board. That's magic as well. And we haven't finished our vision board yet. We're going to be wrapping it up later this week. So I'll post on my Instagram account when it's done so you can actually see what it looks like. That's my magic today. And I invite you to pause the episode and reflect on a magical moment recently in your life. When have you influenced yourself? When have you influenced others? Or when have you influenced life itself in an empowering way? So pause and reflect. And I want to share that I'm going to be doing another purpose webinar. I had this really awesome webinar earlier in the month that a lot of folks joined on, and a number of you said you weren't able to make it. And so I want to do a second webinar all about helping you finally figure out what the heck your life purpose is. That's what this webinar is. Helping you to feel more clear about your purpose and connect you with your purpose. And it's going down Tuesday, October 29th, 2019 at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 10 a.m. Pacific. And you're going to be able to join me and watch me as I walk you through the process of figuring out what your life purpose is. And it's an awesome, awesome webinar. Again, we did it earlier in the month, got some really amazing feedback from it. And I want to bring it back around for anybody that missed the first time, or maybe you had to jump off early on the first webinar. So you can catch this one. And there will be a replay, but you only get it if you sign up. So to sign up, go to matthewbivens.com/purpose, PURPOSE, matthewbivens.com/purpose. And the reason why knowing your purpose is so important is because when you are feeling connected with it, more clear on it, it leads to a life of more joy, more happiness, where you truly feel content. You feel more calm and confident because you know what you're playing for in life, and you feel more steady, and you can really trust the processes of life as they unfold. When you don't know your purpose, you can very easily feel very anxious, feel lost and confused, feel like you don't have direction. You start to compare your life to other people, which leads to jealousy and scarcity, and ultimately it's just a lot of fear. So I want to help you eliminate all of that and help you connect with your higher purpose, because every single person has a purpose. Every single person does. So if you have felt like you just don't know what yours is, or you don't have one, I'm letting you know that you do have one. And if you come join me on the webinar next week, I'm going to show you how to connect with it. So go to matthewbivens.com/purpose, jump on the webinar. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, let's talk vision boarding now. So, like I said, Sarah and I were working on our vision board last night. It was awesome. We've done a number of vision boards over the years, and we just get excited about going through the process of thinking about what we want to create in our lives. That's what a vision board is about. What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to experience? And when you get intentional about that, it really puts energy in the direction of those things happening, those things coming true, those things coming to fruition. And so last night, our last vision board, we had all sorts of cool stuff on there about our family, and the size of our family, and the travel destinations we wanted to visit, and business goals. And what's amazing is every single one of them we created. Every single one of them. Our previous vision board was basically an order form for the universe. We said, we want this, 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 this. It was like our wish list. And boom, all of it was delivered. And so you're on this podcast having it all because you're playing for an abundant, loving life. And part of that is about being intentional. Not just sitting in the back seat of your life. No, you get in the driver's seat and you type in your destination on your GPS and you go. And so your vision board is like putting that destination. This is what I want to create. This is what I want to experience. And you get clear on it to the point that you can see it. That's why vision boards are so cool, because it's physical. You can see exactly what it is that you want to create in your life. And I'm going to go through different categories of things that you'll create your vision around. But the whole idea is just getting so crystal clear so that now you know what you need. Like now you know where you're headed. And once you have that destination, once you're clear on the vision, you can form a path to get there. So I want you to think about this. Do you work at a business? If you work at a business, then most businesses are intentional of the things that they do. At least the businesses that really thrive, that have, profits and are high in employee satisfaction. Like those businesses are going to be very intentional about what they do. And those businesses are most definitely going to have some sort of vision, a vision statement perhaps. They've got a mission and a mission statement. They've got values within the organization, and they definitely have goals. And so we're familiar with those ideas in the business context. Like, yeah, of course a business would have a mission and vision and values and goals and all that great stuff. But why are we not emphasizing this in our personal lives? Like there's a gap between it being totally common for us to have those in a business or be a part of a business where you walk in the door and you see the vision or the values pasted on the walls. I worked in a company like that. We had our mission and our values. We had that literally on the walls, like printed on the walls. But then I didn't have my own personal mission statement. I didn't know what my values were. And so this podcast, Having It All podcast, is about emphasizing and really hammering home the importance of having those things in your life personally so that you know your mission, you know your values, you know your goals, you know your standards in life, and you know your vision. That's what this podcast is about. That's what my products are about. That's what my coaching is about, all of that stuff. And for me, like, I have a mission statement. I have my values clearly written out. I have my BHAGs, my big, hairy, audacious goals. I've got my short-term goals, my medium-term goals. I've got standards for relationships, all of that stuff. All of it is about being very, very intentional. And so when Sarah and I were working on a vision board last night, we were getting very, very intentional about what we wanted to create and what we wanted to experience in life. That's why this stuff is so important. If you aren't clear about what you want to experience, don't be frustrated when you don't have it. Period. If you aren't clear about where you want to go in life, don't be frustrated when you end up somewhere and you don't like it. It's like, well, wait a minute. You weren't clear in the first place. So a vision board is one method to help you gain some clarity. And it's fun. Like, this stuff is fun. You know what I mean? Looking at what type of house you want to be in, what type of car you want to drive, what kind of places you want to travel to, like all that stuff is supposed to be very fun. And so I'm going to break down the process of how you can get very, very intentional with your life through a vision board. I'm going to break down the process of here's what you need to do to actually create your vision board. So the first step is I really want you to, again, connect with the reason why you're creating this vision board. I want you to put yourself in the mindset. And really, again, that excitement is key. Like, yo, you're about to create an incredible vision for your life. Like, you're about to sit down and put some energy into what does my best life look like and feel like? Or if you don't want to go to the best life, like, what's the next step in life that I want? That might be where you're at. Like, what's the next thing that I can envision for my life? That's something you got to get excited about. So step number 1 is to get excited about this process. Get excited about putting energy into your bigger vision. Now, step number 2, time to gather your materials. So for a physical vision board, that's what I'm going to talk about right now, is a physical vision board. You're going to need a couple things. First, you need a piece of poster board. Then you're going to need some scissors and some glue. And you're going to need a bunch of magazines or newspapers. Those are the basic materials. Poster board, newspapers, magazines, glue, scissors. Next, I want you to carve out a couple of hours to actually go through, this whole fun experience, this little project. Carve out a couple hours because you want to take your time. Step number 4 is it's time to set up your board. And so by that, I mean, you've got this nice piece of poster board and I'm here directing you on your vision, but what are you supposed to envision, right? What are you supposed to get clear on? So there's 7 different things that Sarah and I get really clear on when we do our vision board. And in no particular order, the 7 are health, our bodies, fitness, that type of thing. Love, so our connection, love, sex, relationships, that type of thing. Family, our immediate nuclear family, as well as extended family sometimes. We might put that in there. Money, that has to do with our businesses, the money we want to generate, things like that. The next one is home. What type of home do we want to live in? What type of location do we want to live in? What kind of feeling, what kind of vibe do we want to have in our home? Next is community, connecting and feeling connected with others in that communal sense. And the last thing we get clear on is travel. What type of travel experiences do we want to have? What type of play? What type of fun? So those are the 7 that we have. Health, love, family, money, home, community, travel. You can add or subtract whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to put something in there for hobbies or personal, like things you want to do personally for you. That's totally fine. We like to do our vision board as a family, like a joint vision board, but I've also done individual ones as well. And so this can work for either. So those are the 7 categories. And what I do is I pull out a pencil and I just write those headings on the board. I kind of space it out. So I put a couple up top. I think I put 2 on the top third, 3 across the middle third, and 2 on the bottom third. And I space it out because I know that I'm going to be putting pictures there and headings there and all sorts of stuff. So I kind of space those 7 category headings on the board. Or if you have 8 or if you have 9, whatever it is, just kind of space them out on your board in pencil. Then it's the fun part. It's time to start filling it out. And so what I do is I grab a magazine and I just start flipping through. And what I'm looking for in the magazine are big words that stand out to me that resonate. So like love or beast mode or success or whatever. Just big, bold words that stand out. I'm also looking for images that inspire me. Maybe it's an image of an athlete in motion, or maybe it's an image of a type of car, type of vehicle. Maybe it's a picture of an exotic vacation that I would love to frequent. Whatever it is, I'm looking for those big words. I'm looking for those big, bold images. And I'm just flipping through the magazines. And anytime I come across one, I cut it out, put it to the side, keep flipping. And we had maybe 10 magazines in our pile. Some of them were ones we purchased. We grabbed a couple from our grocery store. Others were magazines that we found, or like we would go to a restaurant and they would have a stack of like free magazines and stuff. We just grab a bunch. Our chiropractor has, a stack of magazines in his office. We just grabbed one from there. And so I over a couple of weeks, I kind of gathered all these magazines, and last night we just went through them, just flipping, cutting. And I start to pile up all the little words and phrases and pictures that I might use. And then once I've gone through all my magazines and Sarah's gone through all her magazines, we now have our board with the headings written in pencil. She's got her images, I've got mine. We know what we're going to be putting there. And now we start just putting the images down and arranging things. And so we'll start with the big ones. Put the big pictures down first. We're not gluing anything yet. We're just sticking them in there and arranging. So that's what we'll do. We'll start arranging on the vision board, on the piece of poster board, until each one of those headings we feel like is full of the vibe, the vision that we want. And we're talking about the things that we both want during this process too. Especially when it comes to our home. I'll show Sarah a picture of a bedroom, like, yo, look at this bedroom. This master bedroom is so dope. What do you think? And she'll say, oh yeah, I dig that. Let's put it on there. Or she'll show me a picture of somebody like paddleboarding across the beach. And I'm like, oh yes, that's the type of vacation that we want to be taking. And so we're talking and we're communicating throughout the process as we're cutting things out and putting them on our board. Once you've got things arranged on the board the way you like, start gluing. Grab your glue sticks and start gluing. Glue everything down on the board. If the entire board is filled up, cool, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to have every piece of poster board covered because you might end up adding some stuff over time. And so it's totally fine. However you want to arrange it, it's all up to you. There's no wrong way to do this. But at the end of this process, you've now got your piece of poster board with all your images and your cutout words and phrases, all of that glued on the poster board. That's where we're at right now. At that point, once it's dry, it's time to hang it. You want to go hang it up. You definitely want to hang your vision board in a space that you will see it every single day. So I recommend a bedroom or a bathroom. So we put our vision board on our bedroom wall, just to the right of our bed. So it's right there. It's prominent. There's nothing else on that wall except for a window. And so the vision board just stands out and it's right there. I've got a friend who has a vision board in her bathroom. And it's behind her on the wall so that when she looks in the mirror, she sees the vision board right behind her. And then when she turns around, it's right behind her. So it's right there. And I think she actually has 2. She's got one in her bathroom and then another one on her bedroom door so that she can see it when she's sitting in bed. And they're 2 different vision boards because you can have multiple. The whole idea, though, is to put it somewhere where you're going to see it. And that's what you want to do. Now, that's the process for your vision board. But remember how I said, I also want to teach you how to actually use it, how to create it and use it so that it does something in your life, that it improves your life, that you actually see your vision come to life. So this is the secret step that people don't talk about. The secret step to creating a vision board that really works. Here's what I want you to do. Once a week, I want you to set the intention of, okay, I'm going to put this vision board to work. And what I want you to do is I want you to quickly look at your vision board. Just like glance over at it real fast. Whatever your eye lands on, that's what you're going to focus on for that week. Right? So you're going to quickly look at your vision board. Whatever stands out, boom. You're going to catch that. Maybe it's a word. Maybe the word is purpose, whatever. Right? And so, boom, there's the word. Now, what I want you to do is look at that word, look at that thing, whatever it was that you connected with. I want you to close your eyes. Once you have it, once you're clear on it, close your eyes. Deep breath in. And then I just want you to exhale. And I want you to just feel it. Feel it. Whatever it is. Let's say that you landed on a picture of your dream car. You're going to close your eyes. I just want you to feel what it's going to be like when you're sitting in that dream ride. What's it going to smell like? What's that seat going to feel like under your butt? What is that steering wheel going to feel like when you're gripping it? When you reach over and turn the dial on the radio, what's it going to feel like to hear that music just booming through the speakers? When you hit that gas pedal, what's it going to feel like for that car to accelerate? And you look behind you, what's back there? Do you have kids in the back seat? Do you have family? Do you have friends? Are you by yourself? Like, I really want you to feel that piece of your vision board. You want that feeling to wash over you. You want to almost get lost in it. Like, oh my gosh, you open your eyes and you forget, oh, I'm sitting in my bedroom. Like, I really want you to feel it. You have to put feeling into your vision board in order for it to work its magic. The reason is because when you look at it and you glance at it and you study it and then you start to feel it, really feel it, what's going to happen? It's going to change your behavior. Very subtly at first, but it's going to change your behavior. And it's the subtle changes in your behavior that are going to line you up with the opportunities, the conversations, the ideas, the inspirations, where you are going to move the ball forward towards creating your vision board. Those feelings will come first, and then it's going to impact your behavior. It's going to impact your actions, and it's going to move you closer towards creating that vision board. So here's an example, right? Let's use the car thing as an example. Let's say that you're really playing for a BMW M5. That's one of my favorite cars. BMW M5 is on your vision board. Close your eyes and you feel it, right? And you're feeling it. You're doing it. Maybe at that point, you feel inspired to look them up online. And you're just hanging out, checking out the images. Maybe you even feel inspired to go by a BMW dealership and look at it in person. Perhaps you want to go for a test drive in it, right? You're not there to buy it. That's not the point right there. But the point is to simply experience yourself in that vision of it. When you're doing more things like that, you're moving yourself closer to creating that thing. Because you connect with that feeling of it. Maybe you want to go on a vacation. Maybe that's what's on your board, like a European vacation. And so you close your eyes and you feel it. You feel what it's like when you're hanging out in Amsterdam at a cafe and you're watching people go by on bicycles and you're just hearing conversations around you in all the different languages. That might influence you to go and look up some pictures of Amsterdam online. Or maybe you want to watch a documentary on Amsterdam. Or maybe you want to talk to somebody who's been there. All of those things, that's you putting energy towards it. That's what the feeling does, right? Again, it impacts our behavior. So then you're more inclined to go and pursue and create whatever it is that thing is. See, a lot of times when people talk about vision boards, it's just about put everything on and then stick it on the wall and law of attraction will create it. But that, to me, that's not how law of attraction works. You got to get into the feeling of it. You got to get into the beingness of that thing, of already possessing it, of already experiencing it. Because when you're in that beingness state, it's like you're tuning your frequency to the frequency of that thing. You're tuning your frequency to the frequency of that travel abroad or driving in that car. And that's going to change what you do. It's going to change what you think about. It's going to change how you talk. It's going to change your behavior. It's going to open yourself up to different opportunities. And all of those things are what move you closer to creating what's on that vision board. So I said do this once a week. Obviously, the more frequently you do it, the more you feel it, the more that vision board is really going to come to life. But once a week is a great place to start. Maybe pick like Saturday morning. You wake up, boom, first thing Saturday morning, connect with your vision board, and then go about your day. Remember the very first step was to get excited about this. Like, this is your life. It's your life. It's the vision for your life. This is big. This is awesome stuff. And I want this to be fun. I want you to get excited about looking at that board and connecting with that word passion, for example. All right, I'm going to feel what it's like to feel passion. And then that might influence you in one of your hobbies, or influence you to have a great conversation with your partner, or influence you to do something fun with your kids, whatever it is. This is about really letting that abundance and that love energy flow through you. Because as that energy is flowing through you, as you're feeling it, as you're connecting with your vision board, stuff starts to open up around you. Opportunities start to open up. People start to become attracted towards you. They might bring you new ideas, or they might bring you new opportunities. I see this stuff happen all the time. All because you're being intentional. You're being intentional. So I'm excited. Like, I see this happening in my life all the time. I'm super pumped to have this vision board that Sarah and I are creating. And you know what? If you don't want to do a physical vision board as well, I meant to say this earlier, but if you don't want to do a physical vision board, you can do a virtual one. I have a virtual one myself. I created this thing called my Abundant Loving Life Planner, where I put all sorts of things that I'm intentional about. This is what my mission statement's in there, my values are in there, my goals. It also includes a virtual vision board, a digital vision board. I have it in Google Slides. It's like PowerPoint. And so on my vision board, I have certain things, like this is the garden that I'm gonna be planting in. This is the lake house that I'm going to be living in. I put all that stuff in my virtual vision board as well. What's cool about that is I can access that on my phone whenever I want. You know what I mean? It's really cool. Like, I can just pull it up on my phone and boom, I can connect with my vision. That's part of one of the things that I do regularly as well. So if you want to do a physical one, I just walked you through the steps. If you want to do a virtual one, you're doing the same thing, except for you aren't grabbing magazines. You're going online into Google Images and you're searching stuff. And then you're putting it on your digital board. Again, I use Google Slides. You can use PowerPoint, whatever you want to put images and words. Do whatever you need to do. Again, the whole point on all of this is for you to get clear on what you want to create in your life, what you want to experience in your life. Having that clarity and then getting very specific on it, some specific details, putting it all in one place, somewhere where you're going to see it often, and then connecting with it and feeling it and watching as that shifts your behavior, shifts your thoughts, and ultimately changes your life. So now you know how to create a vision board that actually works, that actually improves your life. And what I want for you to do now is, as you go through the process of creating your vision board, take a photo of it, post it on Instagram, and tag me in it. Matthew_Bivens. That's my Instagram handle. Tag me in your vision board posts. I would love, love, love to see what you are creating. I'll put my own energy behind your vision board and really put that intention out there for you to manifest exactly what you want to have and experience in your life. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'll also be posting mine once Sarah and I complete it, get it up on our wall. I'll take a picture and I'll post mine on my Instagram as well, so you can check it out. And if you have any questions about vision boarding or anything that I mentioned on this episode, you can hit me up on Instagram. Just DM me. You can also hit me up on my email, mattcbivens@gmail.com. And lastly, I would love to see you on the Purpose webinar next Tuesday. If you were not able to make it to the last one, then this will be the final chance to get in on this really beautiful conversation where I'm helping you to finally figure out what the heck your purpose is and really connect with it. And as you know, my style of teaching, my brand is different. I'm not just going to give you the steps, boom, boom, boom. I'm really going to help you activate it and incorporate it into your life. So the same thing I'm doing on this webinar where we're talking about purpose, and I'm going to share with you my unconventional path for arriving at my purpose today. It's going to be so awesome. And if you feel inspired to join me, it's going to be the URL you can go to sign up is matthewbivens.com/purpose. There's also a link to the landing page on in the show notes in the description for this episode. And I'm excited to create some cool things with you. All right, that's it for today's episode on vision boarding. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. My name is Matthew Bivens. Here is to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.